Hollywood.
P. Diddy has a buddy of his that he's been producing music with for a while, and that buddy rubs shoulders consistently with Epstein. Consistently. So, Oprah supposedly is on that list in a hidden way because Oprah has bumped shoulders numerous times with Epstein, numerous times with Harvey Weinstein, numerous times with and she is frequently seen with
Sean Combs, and then other arrests of people involved in this.
And Jeanette, I'm one of those people that expected more. It was 6 months from the time of the March raids to the time Diddy was arrested. And, you know, I asked myself, what's taking so long?
It sounds like there was probably a lot of hidden cameras as well. Is that what is being talked about?
Yes. This was actually in his Atlanta home, at a home he had in Atlanta at one point. And it does seem that the person isn't like looking into the video. So it's, to me, doesn't seem like that person knows they're being videoed.
Evidence. Somebody still like him like that? Because you know he was running with Oprah and them. He was running with that whole crew. Weinstein, Oprah, Epstein. He was running with that.
Tunnels under the Playboy Mansion that lead to celebrities' homes. All kind of celebrities' homes. And one of them is Oprah. She has, well, I was invited to an all-black party.
Parents often always think that it's going to be some horrible, terrible thing. If the is any good, he makes the child feel that the child is a part of it.
We have some level of assurances that this is a valid tape.
And just to be clear, two thoughts about this. One, is it a household name that we're talking about here? And secondly, are they engaged in any crime from what you understand?
Household name, very much so. More of a household name than Mr. Combs.
Hold on to your seats because this might just be Hollywood's biggest secret yet. Rumors are swirling around a jaw-dropping $200 million deal, allegedly linked to explosive tapes featuring none other than Diddy and maybe even Oprah. Attorney Ariel Mitchell-Kidd, who's known for tackling the rich and powerful, claims these mysterious tapes have been passed around in private for years. And here's the kicker. They supposedly contain unapproved recordings of some of Hollywood's top stars, buried through a sneaky catch-and-eliminate strategy. With critics like Rose McGowan calling out Oprah's connections to controversial figures like Harvey Weinstein and whispers of wild, scandalous parties at Diddy's, fans everywhere are asking, could Hollywood's biggest icons really be hiding this dark side? Let's dive in and unravel this shocking web of secrets.
You must respond. You have no choice. Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, Robert Kelly, Sean Combs.
Yeah, it wasn't a surprise that it actually happened because you've seen this happen over and over again. R. Kelly, Harvey Weinstein, all the attention that they got, and then now Diddy. So yeah, I mean, this is ultimately the world that we live in.
Pop singer Seal has launched an attack against Oprah. Knowing about disgraced movie mogul Harvey Weinstein, he sent the following meme on Instagram, which reads, "When you're part of the problem for decades, but suddenly they all think you are the solution."
The second time I met Oprah was at the Playboy Mansion. Through it in Los Angeles.
First it was P. Diddy, and now Oprah Winfrey is going through it for the second time. So apparently the first time they raided her house, they found some evidence.
Yes, there already have been tapes leaking around Hollywood, being shopped around to individuals in Hollywood. But one particular person contacted me to shop a particular video they were in possession of and to contact the person who was in the video to see if they were interested in purchasing the video before it became a public.
Picture this. Some of the biggest names in Hollywood are tied to a scandal so explosive it could change everything. That's the buzz going around, with whispers of a $200 million secret deal, possibly involving Diddy and even Oprah.
Happens within days, or certainly no more than weeks after arrest. You don't want defendants to take off or to try to tamper with witnesses or evidence, which appears to have happened here. So waiting is usually not a good idea. There's also some potential statute of limitations issues because we're talking about some that may have been older. Now, even though the statute is run, they might still be RICO predicate acts, but there's many, many reasons not to wait. And I thought maybe the reason that they were waiting is we're going to see a sweeping 100-page indictment involving lots of people and lots of crimes. And certainly I expected much more than one victim in the indictment. So the answer to that is yes. I don't know what's taking the investigation so long, because Cassie's allegations have been public since at least November. The feds have had...
For years, rumors about high-profile celebrities, dark secrets have floated through Hollywood. But if this latest news holds any truth, it might just be the biggest bombshell of the decade. This isn't just about Diddy or Oprah. It's about a network of secrets Hollywood's elite may have spent years hiding. And now those secrets might finally be coming to light. Attorney Ariel Mitchell claims there are tapes that have been quietly circulated within Hollywood for years. These aren't just any tapes. They supposedly contain compromising footage of top A-listers. Recently, Ariel shared in an interview that she was approached to negotiate on one of these tapes, hinting that Hollywood's biggest names would pay millions to keep these recordings from ever seeing daylight. And the real shocker? One of the tapes reportedly features Diddy with an even bigger star.
Yes, there already have been tapes leaking around Hollywood, being shopped around to individuals in Hollywood. But one particular person contacted me to shop a particular video they were in possession of, and to contact the person who was in the video to see if they were interested in purchasing the video before it became a public novel of assurances that this is a valid tape.
And just to be clear, two thoughts about this. One, is it a household name that we're talking about here? And secondly, are they...
So how did this all come out? It started when Ariel dropped a bombshell during an interview on News Nation, revealing the existence of these tapes involving Diddy and other high-profile figures. According to her, these tapes haven't been shared to reveal the truth, but have instead been shuffled around under a catch-and-eliminate strategy, bought to be buried, shielding powerful celebrities from the fallout. In Hollywood, the catch-and-eliminate tactic isn't exactly a new trick. It's been a go-to method to shield the elite from career-ending controversies. And if attorney Ariel Mitchell's claims are true, this could be one of the boldest uses of it yet.
You can't reveal the person who is on
No, I
tape.
can't explain who the person was, but
High profile?
Mr. Combs was in the tape, and this other person is, I would venture to say, more high profile than Mr. Combs.
Really? Really? And you've seen it?
I've seen stills of the video.
Okay.
So
you can verify
that it exists, that it's real, that the other person in the video is very visible. It's no question if it's that person in the video, and I can...
While Ariel didn't name names, she's hinted that these tapes might show famous faces in compromising situations, reportedly filmed without their knowledge. These recordings were intended to stay buried, but recent legal battles and investigations have started bringing them to the surface. With Ariel speaking up publicly, the mystery surrounding these tapes has only deepened.
I also was just recently contacted by someone who wanted me to essentially represent them in the sale of one of the Diddy tapes. So, which I declined that because...
Wait a minute. Say that again. Say that again. Back up. You're saying that there's tapes and they're being shopped?
Yes, there have been people already shopping.
We've heard about the tapes, but
yes.
The shopping thing is...
Yes, there already have been tapes leaking around Hollywood, being shopped around to individuals in Hollywood. But one particular person contacted me to shop a particular video they were in possession of, and to contact the person who was in the video to see if they were interested in purchasing the video before it became a public novel.
I've heard this before, so like a catch.
During her interview, Ariel mentioned that she was approached to negotiate on one of these tapes, but she turned it down, refusing to help the powerful escape accountability. Ariel isn't a stranger to high-stakes cases, and her track record speaks for itself. Known for tackling sensitive cases involving Hollywood's elite, she's represented individuals like Adrian English, who has accused Diddy of harassment and other serious misconduct. Ariel has made a name for herself taking on celebrities, especially those tied to taking advantage of power, so her involvement adds weight to these shocking claims.
How can you, and I guess you can't reveal the person who is on
No, I
tape.
can't explain who the person was, but
High profile?
Mr. Combs was in the tape, and this other person is, I would venture to say, more high profile than Mr. Combs.
Really? Really? And you've seen it?
I've seen stills of the video.
Okay.
So
you can verify
that it exists, that it's real, that the other person in the video is very visible. It's no question if it's that person in the video, and I can tell the video is in nature.
Oh my. All right. So
Ariel's track record shows she's not one to shy away from challenging Hollywood's elite. She's earned a reputation for fearlessly seeking justice for her clients, regardless of a celebrity's status. Her involvement in this case has people taking the story seriously, not because she's after fame or making wild claims, but because she's built her career on handling tough, high-profile cases. Those familiar with Ariel's work know she has access to insider information, and if she says these tapes exist, it's a statement Hollywood can't ignore.
The second time I met Oprah was at the Playboy Mansion, through it in Los Angeles, California. There's tunnels under the Playboy Mansion that lead to celebrities' homes. All kind of celebrities' homes. And one of them is Oprah. She has, well, I was invited to an all-black party. The person that, for the treat or whatever, the person that I ended up, you were trafficked to? Yeah.
But here's where things get even more intriguing. Ariel hinted that one of these tapes features a celebrity more famous than Diddy, sparking intense speculation. Many are pointing fingers at Oprah Winfrey, given her massive influence and public image. Ariel hasn't confirmed any names, but the possibility of Oprah's involvement has taken the story to new heights. Oprah is one of the most recognizable figures in media, known for her empire built on empathy and philanthropy. But she's also faced controversies, particularly around her connections to high-profile figures like Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, and Sean Diddy Combs. Oprah's close friendship with Weinstein, even defending him publicly before the allegations became undeniable, has long fueled public suspicion.
That a lot of women have had. I happened to be on set with several actresses the other day, and we were filming some things, and they hadn't slept over a period of 2 or 3 days, and I was like, "What is that?" I said, "Oh, you guys are from PT."
And when you start talking about it out loud too,
everybody has a story. Everybody has a story, and so I think this is a watershed moment. And if we make this just about Harvey Weinstein, then we will have lost this moment. I think this is a moment where no matter what business you work in, there have been women who not only had the part of it, but who felt that in order to keep my job, in order to keep my position, in order to keep moving forward, I've got to smile, I've got to look the other way, I got to pretend he didn't say that, I got to pretend he...
Her bond with Diddy is also well known. They've been seen together at Hollywood events and parties, adding fuel to the speculation around this scandal. For years, Oprah's connections to controversial figures have raised questions, even though her positive public image has largely overshadowed them. With ties to figures like Weinstein and Epstein, and now possibly Diddy, the thought of her involvement in these tapes is becoming more plausible in the eyes of the public.
They are, and I think they should. Obviously, very different case, but one of the criticisms of the Jeffrey Epstein investigation is that the rich and famous people that participated in the acts were never brought to justice. And even Epstein himself got a sweetheart deal, probably because he was very rich and well connected. So, if there are others.
The more Oprah has tried to separate herself from Weinstein, the more their connection seems to surface. At one point, TMZ dropped a surprising story, revealing that Oprah was among the first to reach out to Weinstein after the SA allegations came to light. According to TMZ, when news broke in 2017, Oprah actually called Weinstein, advising him to defend himself. A source close to Weinstein claimed he often told his friends and team that Oprah had offered to support him publicly if he spoke out. Although Oprah's team quickly denied this, saying that someone from Weinstein's side initiated the call, her long-standing friendship with Weinstein was hard to ignore. Oprah and Weinstein had been close for over 2 decades, often seen together at events hosted by the Weinstein Company. Oprah even praised his work publicly and collaborated with him on films like The Butler and The Great Debaters. Weinstein, in turn, often spoke highly of her in interviews.
And it's my movie, Lee Daniels, The Butler, but the fact that Oprah didn't get a Golden Globe nomination is shocking. Thankfully, she got the Screen Actors Guild, which reflects more of the Academy, and she got the British Academy Award, BAFTA, last week, because the Globes aren't members of the Academy, the Hollywood Foreign Press, but those two other groups have huge crossover. So obviously, fingers crossed for her. That was quite a snub. That happened there, kind of like the Affleck snub. But look what happened to him. He ended up winning last year.
Let's talk about.
Once the allegations surfaced, however, Oprah was quick to downplay their relationship, insisting she knew nothing about his misconduct. In a 2018 interview on Gwyneth Paltrow's podcast, Oprah explained they were friendly, but claimed she was unaware of what went on behind the scenes. "I wasn't in that world," she said. "I was in Chicago in my own world. Was I friendly with Harvey? Yes. Did we work together on The Butler? Yes. But of course, I didn't know about any of this." In addition to saying she had no knowledge, Oprah portrayed herself as a victim, claiming that Weinstein had bullied her. "Harvey was a bully," she said. "And if he called, you didn't want to answer because he would pressure you into things you didn't want to do, like pushing for guests on my show that I wasn't interested in." But if Weinstein had truly bullied Oprah, why would she stay friends with him for over 20 years? Would she be smiling for photos with someone who mistreated her? Many saw through the statements as a damage control attempt, with Oprah seemingly trying to convince the public that her ties to Weinstein weren't as deep as they appeared.
Let's talk about what's happening with Harvey Weinstein. I know you posted on Facebook already, but you haven't kind of spoken yet publicly about what's going on.
I think that this is, I'm always trying to look for the rainbow in the cloud, whatever is the silver lining. And this is what I do know for sure. When something this major happens, when you have the fallout, 50 women coming forward, that it's a watershed moment. And what I do believe is actually happening is that, first of all, it's triggering a lot of unreleased.
For years, Hollywood insiders have whispered about a powerful inner circle that protects each other's secrets, and Oprah's name often comes up in these conversations. If one of these tapes really involves her, it could bring her under a level of scrutiny that no amount of media control could deflect. This rumored catch and eliminate operation lines up with Hollywood's long history of keeping scandals under wraps. From the old studio system controlling stars' personal lives to today's non-disclosure agreements, the industry has always found ways to bury secrets. But even if a trace of Oprah's connection to this case surfaces, it could crack open some of Hollywood's most closely guarded mysteries. And with figures like Ariel leading the charge, it seems that uncovering the truth might finally be possible.
Even know who it is. Is there anything more you can tell us about that part of it?
I really do feel bad about the person. Part of the reason that I did come and say something outside of just to protect my own safety, but I wanted to sound the alarm, essentially, bring the dog whistle, if you will, to that person that maybe they should do something about this before it came out. If I was them, I would do something about this. And the only way to do anything is to do the catching. The only way to ensure that it doesn't come out, we're taught that God helps those who helps themselves. So if we have a situation where that person does have the opportunity to purchase the video, if I were them, I would absolutely purchase the video.
Wow. Well, do you think this is going to surface publicly? I mean, are we getting close to that moment?
From what I'm hearing, I think so.
You might be wondering how something like this could stay hidden for so long. That's where Hollywood's catch and eliminate strategy comes into play. Originally used by tabloids, this tactic involves buying a story and then burying it to protect powerful figures in the industry. It's a method that's kept countless scandals away from the public eye. Usually, wealthy individuals purchase exclusive rights to a story to make sure it never gets out. Instead of helping victims or exposing the truth, these deals silence whistleblowers and keep the industry's darkest secrets from reaching fans. This system isn't limited to media outlets. Powerful Hollywood players, private investigators, and legal teams all have a role in it.
Proceeding indictment with more charges against Diddy. And do you expect rich and famous people to be charged?
I think rich and famous people should be charged. It's tough to know what the feds are going to do. Now, some of them might not have a nexus to New York, so it might have to be a Los Angeles case or a Miami case. But really, if there are other participants, for them to get a pass just because they didn't actually contact us or set it up, and B, I think it's problematic and sends a message that, only those who actually were at the top of the food chain should get prosecuted. And it really creates the perception, right or wrong, that people are getting a pass because of their wealth or their connection.
Oh, absolutely. But I'm never satisfied with just one person going down. It's like the whole Epstein thing. We don't actually know anyone who was associated with Epstein, who went to his nonce island, who really got involved in the criminal activity. And I think to be P. Diddy, to do the things that he's being accused of, you have to have a whole team around you. It's an infrastructure, basically. And I just really despise the fact that he's probably going to be the only one that's going to be taken down. He didn't get that powerful just by being by himself. He had the support of politicians, of other wealthy benefactors,
well, there is a suggestion,
of so many people in the industry.
Right, but there is
Why is he only taking the...
Well, there is a suggestion that he may start talking to the feds and do some kind of deal. Now, Epstein never got the chance to do that or to take that kind of deal, even if he was offered it, because he apparently committed speculation has run riot ever since somebody got to him, but that appeared to be the fact that he took his life. But that seemed to silence everything and stop the process moving to other people. But here, if Diddy was to suddenly start going after everyone and naming people, and there are tapes, as many people believe, depicting a lot of other people, famous people involved in this stuff, this could get massively bigger very quickly.
Hollywood's elite have built a complex web of influence. They use non-disclosure agreements, NDAs, payouts, and other legal moves to keep their secrets safe. With their wealth and status, they have layers of protection. They can hire attorneys, private security, and even get media executives to manage any potential PR crisis. With enough money and influence, some celebrities and executives can erase any traces of their misdeeds before the public finds out. It's a well-oiled machine that protects powerful people from facing the consequences of their actions, which might explain how tapes as explosive as the ones Ariel describes have stayed hidden.
With the U.S. Attorney's Office going after Diddy, obviously he's going to be their main target, but if there's other people that were participants, they too should be.
Do you think?
But Oprah's controversies don't end there. One outspoken critic of her association is actress and activist Rose McGowan, who has called out Oprah's connections with controversial figures in Hollywood. Rose hasn't been shy about her distrust of Oprah. She's questioned Oprah's friendship with Harvey Weinstein, criticizing her silence on his allegations until they became too big to ignore.
And if we make this just about Harvey Weinstein, then we will have lost this moment. I think this is a moment where no matter what business you work in, there have been women who not only had the part of it, but who felt that in order to keep my job, in order to keep my position, in order to keep moving forward, I've got to smile, I've got to look the other way, I got to pretend he didn't say that, I got to pretend he didn't touch me.
Rose has also accused Oprah of hypocrisy, suggesting that her public image doesn't match her ties to individuals known for questionable behavior. She recently called out Oprah on Twitter over her past associations with controversial men, saying, from being pals with Harvey Weinstein to abandoning and destroying Russell Simmons' victims, she is about supporting a sick power structure for personal gain. She is as fake as they come. These accusations from Rose McGowan cast further doubt on Oprah and paint her as part of Hollywood's darker side by highlighting her connections with some of the industry's most powerful and controversial figures. Rose fuels the idea that Oprah might be involved in or part of a network that protects famous people from being held accountable. Her remarks point to an alleged double standard within Hollywood's elite circle, where some people enjoy immunity while others are sacrificed. This criticism from Rose supports the theory that someone as influential as Oprah could be caught up in a system like Catch and Eliminate, protecting others and possibly herself from trouble.
It's not easy for me, for Jay, for Oprah. They still treat us like I don't want nobody to get it twisted. Whatever we are right now, we could probably be 10 times bigger.
White supremacy means I'm supreme to all you motherfuckers. Huh?
Diddy has faced controversies before, with his infamous Hollywood parties often at the center of the storm. But reports suggest these gatherings might involve more than just high-end socializing. Over the years, former associates and insiders have hinted that these parties have a darker side, with whispers of everything from substance overuse to exploitation. Some insiders claim these events create an anything-goes environment, shielded by NDAs that favor the wealthy and powerful. Allegations of misconduct have surfaced against Diddy over time, with some of the most serious claims involving maltreatment. Ariel has represented clients who accuse Diddy of some of the industry's most extreme offenses. These accusations shed light on a potentially darker side of Diddy's influence, suggesting that his connections may be deep enough to help him avoid consequences for his actions. Diddy's parties are said to blur the line between business and exploitation. Many attendees were young, ambitious, and in awe of the industry's big players. In a setting where boundaries are often ignored, it's easy to see how someone in Diddy's position could take advantage of his guests' admiration and trust. Between Diddy's notorious parties, Rose McGowan's critiques of Oprah, and the catch-and-eliminate tactics, a pattern seems to emerge. Hollywood secrets are often hidden in plain sight, with those who could reveal them frequently silenced. This protective network is an open secret, and for those within it, keeping each other's secrets appears to be an unspoken rule.
Somebody still like him like that? Because you know he was running with Oprah and them. He was running with that whole crew. Weinstein, Oprah, Epstein. He was running with that whole crew. They want to know how we're going to do it, how the public is going to take him. Is the public going to let him back in? And the public is not.
88 Part B, referencing Oprah Winfrey. The second time I met Oprah was at the Playboy Mansion through it in Los Angeles, California. There's tunnels under the Playboy Mansion that lead to celebrities' homes. All kind of celebrities' homes.
Apart from Rose's criticisms, singer Seal also took to Instagram, sharing a photo of Oprah with Harvey Weinstein and adding a pointed message. When you've been part of the problem for decades, but suddenly they all think you were the solution. In the caption, he wrote, "Oh, I forgot, that's right. You heard the rumors, but you had no idea he was actually preying on young starry-eyed actresses, who in turn had no idea what they were getting into. My bad. Hashtag sanctimonious Hollywood."
Oprah is now being criticized for her speech that night by a very unlikely star.
Me too.
3 days after Oprah publicly supported victims of sex in the wake of numerous allegations against Harvey Weinstein, singer Seal Instagrammed this meme, showing Winfrey kissing the disgraced mogul. It reads, "When you have been part of the problem for decades, but suddenly they all think you are the solution."
But the controversies around Oprah didn't stop there. She was also linked to Brazilian spiritual healer John of God, who was later convicted and sentenced to 63 years in prison for essaying numerous women. John ran a healing center in Brazil for years and even appeared on The Oprah Winfrey Show. Oprah herself traveled to Brazil to meet him and later described the experience as profound, a statement that only fueled public backlash when his crimes were revealed.
Describe yourself as a spiritual medium. What does that mean, a medium?
Médium, eu sou espiritualista.
As a medium, he's a spiritualist. He believes a great deal in God, and he practices this mission
55 anos.
already 55 years.
Todos nós somos médium.
Everybody is a medium
Pratica o bem.
who practices good,
Deus.
and we are all children of God, and each person has their mission.
Yes. The first time I saw it today, I was humbled by the experience.
After the shocking allegations against John of God surfaced, Oprah quickly removed all interviews from him from her website and issued a statement saying she hoped for justice. However, things took another disturbing turn. When Oprah first met John of God, she had recently opened an all-girls school in South Africa. Not long after, in 2007, one of the school's matrons was charged with inappropriate behavior involving several students.
We arrested a former employee of who was working at Oprah Winfrey Leadership Academy for Girls. She was arrested yesterday for several charges, including indecent as well as soliciting girls under the age to commit indecent assault.
Despite these controversies, Oprah has kept her image as a dedicated philanthropist, even receiving the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2013. However, more celebrities have since spoken out against her, with one of the most outspoken critics being 50 Cent. Diddy's longtime rival, he's accused Oprah of having a hidden agenda against black men, claiming she only supports them if they're part of the rumored Illuminati circle that people speculate she's involved in.
To the Voiceless.
Documentary about P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, P. Diddy.
Yeah.
Did he do it, right?
Yeah.
I know
He did it.
you've been heavy on social media talking about it.
He did it. And I'm the only one who's been vocal about this long before it actually.
Have you heard any other celebrities?
You're looking at it and you're saying that everything that's wrong with our culture is why I'm a success.
Wow.
So when I actually got a chance to talk to her, she was like, I never thought about it like that.
50 Cent.
At one point, 50 Cent even called Oprah an Oreo, suggesting she's black on the outside but aligns with a white perspective on the inside. And it's not just 50 Cent who has voiced this opinion. Snoop Dogg also made similar remarks about Oprah and her close friend Gayle King, after Gayle made controversial comments about Kobe Bryant just weeks after his passing in January 2020. In an interview with Lisa Leslie, a former basketball star and Kobe's friend, Gayle brought up past allegations against Kobe. Although Lisa defended him, saying she never saw him act inappropriately, Gayle pressed, implying that just because Lisa didn't witness anything didn't mean it didn't happen. Fans quickly noticed what they felt was a double standard. Why wasn't this level of scrutiny applied to Oprah's longtime friendship with Harvey Weinstein? Oprah and Weinstein have been close for years, yet she claims she only learned of his misconduct once it became public. And after Gayle faced backlash over her comments about Kobe, Oprah publicly defended her, even breaking down in tears, which some felt was a way to garner sympathy for Gayle.
Sexual assault charge, which was dismissed in 2003, 2004. Is it complicated for you as a woman, as a WNBA player?
It's not complicated for me at all. Even if there's a few times that we've been at a club at the same time, Kobe's not the kind of guy, never been like, you know, Lisa, go get that girl or tell her or send her this. I have other NBA friends that are like that. Kobe's, he was never like that. I just never have ever seen him being the kind of person that would do something to violate a woman or be aggressive in that way. That's just not the person that I know.
But Lisa, you wouldn't see it though, as his friend.
The last 24 hours for your best friend have been pretty difficult after that interview with Lisa Leslie about Kobe. And I just wondered just how she's doing.
She is not doing well. May I say she is not? She is not doing well because she has now threats and has to now travel with security. And she's feeling very much.
This was the last straw for Snoop Dogg, who didn't hold back in criticizing Oprah and Gayle. He accused them of only showing empathy for victims when the accused isn't one of their friends. Snoop posted a photo of Gayle with Harvey Weinstein, captioned, "We're waiting, Gayle. When's that interview coming?" Then he shared an image of Oprah and Weinstein saying, "You did that fake Michael Jackson interview to ruin his name, but here you are, smiling with a known predator." Snoop went further, even taking to IG Live to deliver a direct message to both Oprah and Gayle.
Gayle King, out of pocket, way out of pocket. What do you gain from that? I swear to God, we the worst. We expect more from you, Gayle. Don't you hang out with Oprah? Why are y'all attacking us? We your people. You ain't coming after Harvey Weinstein asking them dumb questions. I get sick of y'all. I want to call you one. Is it okay if I call her one? Dog head. How dare you try to tarnish my homeboy's reputation, punk.
When asked about Gayle's controversial questions regarding Kobe, 50 Cent admitted he was confused by it and compared it to Oprah's approach with Michael Jackson after his passing. He wondered why, saying it didn't make sense to him. She knows what Kobe meant to the culture, just like she knew what Michael Jackson meant. But when someone's gone, I don't get what she's trying to accomplish, he shared.
I just didn't understand what the goal is at that point. Because she knows what Kobe means to the actual culture at the same time. Like they knew what Michael Jackson meant.
But if somebody...
I just don't know what they're trying to do, right? So they're going to keep playing with people that are not here, and it's going to them over. Because people are going to start to not like them in an intense way for doing that, because it's just not the right.
50 Cent didn't stop there. He went on to say that he believed Oprah and Gayle's actions would eventually backfire. They keep going after people who aren't here to defend themselves, and it's going to come back to them. people will start to really dislike them because it's just not right.
So I had a lot of hateration. But I also, when I first saw that documentary, I realized that a lot of people are going to get triggered, are going to be triggered by watching it.
Yes.
And that a lot of people will not understand what the pattern is, because I had done 217 shows trying to get people to understand that it's not about one person, that it is about the pattern, it is about the seduction.
Meanwhile, online rumors are becoming darker, with whispers suggesting Oprah may have been involved in recruiting victims for an alleged Hollywood ring. Although these claims remain unverified, they are becoming increasingly difficult to ignore. Some sources even suggest a hidden network of tunnels linking Diddy's home to the Playboy Mansion and other high-profile Hollywood residences. But what do you think of all this? Could Oprah really be on one of Diddy's tapes? Share your thoughts in the comments below. That's all for today. We hope you enjoyed that video, and if you did, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more videos like this.